Hello, it's been snowing here in Nevada City. So as you can see, my garden is all covered with a white carpet. And snow brings up different responses in different members of my family. My cat, for example, Angel, she has no idea what this is all about. She comes out and looks at me with bewilderment. Why did you put all this white stuff all over the garden? For her, it's just inconvenient. It prevents her from getting around. It's cold on her paws. It's just generally bad news. My youngest son, on the other hand, Shuba, he's a ski instructor at North Star Resort. So for him, snow is just bonanza. And when it snows, he's completely, totally, exuberantly happy. And life gets to be incredibly fun. So the same white stuff falling out of the sky feels very different to different kinds of people. And I think that's a wonderful illustration for the times in which we live. Today, everything appears different to you and me depending on our understanding of context. Things are changing very quickly. Things are changing in technology. Things are changing politically. Things are changing in the food we eat, in the environment. So many things are shifting. And this can, just like Charles Dickens said, this can seem like the worst of times or the best of times, depending upon how you see it. Now, this might seem a little bit abstract. You know, you're probably interested in watching a video with 7 steps to make more money or how to get more friends on Facebook or something. But actually, the understanding of context, your experience of context, is going to make all the difference to everything else you do in your day. When my kids were younger, I treated them for most common ailments with homeopathic medicine, often in consultation with a homeopathic doctor. So one of my kids might have had symptoms of flu or something, and we would then consult and give the right remedy. And very often what would happen is, temporarily for a few hours, the symptoms would get much worse. The fever would go up, the coughing would get worse, and then they'd get better. Quite the opposite from allopathic medicine, where you give a symptom suppressant and the condition goes on for several days. Now, if I had given the medicine to my children without understanding context and they got worse, I would call the homeopath in panic and say it doesn't work. In fact, it's had the opposite effect. It was the homeopath who could remind me of context and say, no, it's supposed to do that. That's how homeopathic medicine works. You get worse to get better. Who is the unequivocal expert today on context? Who is it that understands that humanity today is like a train, a high-speed train? Inside the train, we're looking at the iPad, we're having a cup of tea, we're doing things you do on the train. But outside the train, we're hurtling at high speed from one destination to another. Everything that we're doing is in the context of high-speed evolution. If you want to really understand evolution deeply, there are 3 words you need to remember. Barbara Marx Hubbard. Barbara is 83 years old, and she spent her entire life researching and understanding the way that the content of our lives relates to the context of evolution. I spent 3 days this summer at Barbara's house, dialoguing together about every aspect of our lives. Things like depression, menopause, stress, finances, sexuality, all of the things we actually end up concerned with inside the train. We looked at all these things from an evolutionary context to understand how they show up different when you understand that we are in the midst of a very rapid process of transformation. I took my son Abby along with me, and he recorded everything we did together. So we've created a series of dialogues, very short, like 10 minutes or so, that you can listen to every day and understand all of these aspects of our lives from a contextual perspective. we've put these together for you into a course. We're going to run the whole of January. So you can start 2014 re-understanding your life from the context of rapid evolution. If this is something that you think will interest you, pop over to my website, arjunaardagh.com. Just register. There's a little place to register. That will put you on our list and we'll notify you as soon as we're ready to accept registrations for this amazing series of dialogues that I've been enjoying with Barbara Marx Hubbard. Look forward to seeing you soon. This is Arjuna Ardagh.